Hello everyone, welcome to NeoLearn. In today's video, let us deal with a special concept, job application. Dear friends, searching for a job is not an easy task in this competitive world. That too, finding the job of your dream or finding a job which suits your personality is not so easy. In this regard, your job application is the first move or first step. Your job application is the most important part of your job search. An in-depth, well-formatted application could do wonders for you in your job search program. There are a number of things that a job application letter can do for you. Through an application letter, you can communicate to the employer how your experience and skills are relevant to the job. It lets the employer know you better as a person and can add value to your background. Then, what is a job application? A letter of application is a document sent to provide information about your skills and experiences. The letter of application is intended to provide detailed information on why you are a qualified candidate for the job for which you are applying. So here, the job application should introduce us as a perfect, suitable candidate for the job. We often think job application means nothing but a resume or a well-organized curriculum vitae. But in fact, it's not true. A well-organized or a perfect job application must include two things. First one is covering letter, which can be called as cover letter or motivation letter, and the second one is curriculum vitae. In these two parts, the covering letter acts as an introducer of the curriculum vitae. So let us discuss in detail. A cover letter is a letter of introduction attached to or accompanying another document such as a resume or a curriculum vitae. So it gives information about the curriculum vitae. As I have mentioned earlier, it introduces the curriculum vitae. Then what to include in your covering letter? Your covering letter should include the introduction. In this introduction, you have to mention what you are doing, which means you are applying for a job. That has to be mentioned, and which should include why the applicant is writing. The body of the letter discusses relevant qualifications. In the body of the letter, we have to discuss briefly about the relevant qualifications or why we are applying for. The close, which thanks the reader, which expresses the gratitude to the reader and promises that the follow-up details are attached with this. Let us deal with the parts or elements of this covering letter. Dear friends, this covering letter should start from sender's address. Here, sender's address means sender's full name, his address, along with postal index number, PIN code. And next step is mentioning the date, on which date we are writing the application. Next comes the receiver's address. So to whom we are applying. Next is salutation. A salutation is a greeting used in a letter or other written or non-written communication. Salutations can be formal or informal, but this job application is a formal one. We have to use a formal salutation. Next comes the subject. The subject is here job application and reference from where you got the news of the vacancy, that is called as the reference. In the body, as we have mentioned earlier, the introduction, why you are applying, what are your qualifications, and how you could supply the best service from your side. if you get selected. And in the complimentary clause, you have to mention, you have to express your gratitude to the reader, and you have to mention the enclosures. And lastly, the signature. Let us move towards the second part, that is curriculum vitae. A curriculum vitae or CV in short includes a detailed information of your education and academic achievements, research, publications, awards, affiliations, and interests, and many more. So there is a fixed format or fixed elements of a curriculum vitae. Let us discuss one by one. The first one, first of all, you have to give your personal details. Personal detail is the first thing that a prospective employer will see. This section must contain your name, your contact details. Your contact details means the address, mobile number, your email address, everything. So the second one is profile. This is a short statement that tells the prospective employer about the personal skills and qualities that you possess, the experience that you have, and your career goals and ambitions. When writing your personal profile, please keep in your mind it must be very short, not more than 5 to 8 lines, and it must be very relevant. It shows that your personal profile assists your job, and which should contain some real world examples also. Next step is achievements. In this part, you can mention the awards you won, the promotions you got, training or other mode of experiences, and completed important projects on time and within budget, and what are your achievements in that particular position. Next comes educational qualifications. It is a summary of your educational background, and it is one of the most important parts of your CV. It informs the reader in brief the education you have received to date, starting with the most recent. Next one is employment or your experiences in the same field. A crucial part of your CV, which is dedicated to the work experience that you have to date. Here you can mention your permanent and temporary jobs, full-time and part-time jobs also, but you have to mention the place where you have worked and in which position you have worked. Next part is skills. The skill selection or the section of a CV is an optional part where you can mention some of the skills and abilities. But remember that abilities must assist you in the job you are applying for. Next comes hobbies. This is to demonstrate that you are a well-rounded person who is engaged in extracurricular activities and in the community. So here you can mention your hobbies. And the last part is declaration. It is nothing but you have to attest yourself at the end of the curriculum vitae. The informations furnished by you are true and correct. So dear friends, here I have prepared a sample job application, and let us see that. And an imaginary advertisement for reference is mentioned here. Wanted administrator, qualification MBA, knowledge of computers is necessary, fluency in English essential, apply within 5 days to the HR manager, ABC Institutions, Delhi. For this kind of advertisements, how we could apply or respond? This is a sample application of job. Whereas I have mentioned the sender's name as 3 axis, address Y, 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 and the date I have mentioned, an imaginary date, 16th of August 2018. The receiver's address with the definite article and salutation, sir or madam, because sir or madam itself a degree of honor given to someone, and subject application for the post of administrator. Reference I have mentioned here, the advertisement published in the newspaper name I have mentioned XYZ, dated 15th of August 2018. This is the body of the job application. It is in response to your advertisement mentioned above. Since I met all requisite qualification and working experiences, would like to offer my candidature for the same. I have completed my MBA graduation with 86% marks and I am good at computers. I can speak English fluently. Besides, I have an experience of 1 year as an administrator for XYZ institution. I shall serve the concern to the best of my abilities if given a chance. I have enclosed my resume with this application. I hope it will meet your requirements. Thank you, yours faithfully. Friends, you can observe in the first part, I have introduced why I am applying, what are my eligibilities in the second part, how can I serve to your institution if get a chance to work is mentioned, and expressing gratitude is mentioned in the last part. So this is the curriculum vitae, which has to be attached with the covering letter we have discussed just now. The first part, personal information, name, father or husband name, date of birth, nationality, permanent address, and languages now mentioned here. The second part, what we have discussed already, personal or professional profile. Here I'm mentioning that candidate is having the excellent communication skill, organization and administrative techniques, independent, can take responsibilities, and can work or discharge the best service as a team player, and he has the ability to accept multiple tasks. In this achievement part, I have mentioned only 1 year of relevant work experience in the field because we don't have any idea about the awards or other achievements in this curriculum vitae. Next, educational qualifications. Here we have mentioned grade 10, grade 12, and graduation, post-graduation. This is the pattern almost all the states of India follows. Working experiences must be mentioned next. So here I have mentioned I have an experience of 1 year as an administrator for XYZ institutions. The name of the institution is a must here. Special skills which is relevant to the particular job is knowledge of Microsoft Office and Internet is mentioned here, and other interests or hobbies which is completely an individual thing they can write. And last part is the declaration part. I hereby solemnly declare that the information given above is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and belief. With signature, date and place, we can conclude the curriculum vitae. So dear friends, today we have discussed job application, which is very useful after the graduation or education to seek a job. Hope you have enjoyed. See you in the next video. Thank you.